Today, or school stream. um, yeah, it's school stream time.
We good?
I really don't like my teacher, but
Yes,
that's probably just
okay.
because she teaches math.
Right. Welcome. All
Also,
right, so we
this guy
want
in
to
my class,
factor
Caden,
that
is a
if
bitch.
possible. What are we gonna do? Hold on, Ayush. I need everybody to think about this for a second.
Hmm.
Remember, we are finishing this today and we're writing the test tomorrow. So I want to make sure that more of us remember and we are able to
Okay,
do this.
I think I fixed the whole.
And we just kind of quickly review it again. So hold on, hold on. I'm going to show us one example and then we'll go from there, okay? So that it's not just me and you running the
Okay.
show. I want to make sure that people are actually understanding this. So I'm going to do this example just to remind us what decomposition is. Before we do that though, let's try something. I want to try the area model that we
Oh,
just did.
my desk is so small.
Um, the area model is not for everyone because it takes a lot of guess and check and moving things around, but some of you might connect with it. So I'm going to try. So 3x squared plus 8x plus 4, that's what we are trying to break. 3x squared
3x,
plus
8x plus 4.
8x plus 4.
Factor.
Okay, so if
Oh,
I did
oh.
the area model, what we are looking
Area
for,
model. Why are we doing the area model? Uh,
so if I did the area model, inside here, I must be able to find that trinomial. And then on the outside will be my two binomials. So when I look at 3x squared, what are the factors of 3x squared?
um, 2? No, no, that's
What can I break 3x
6?
squared into? Can I break 3 into
12?
any other numbers apart from 3 and 1?
24? I don't
Two
know.
and one.
3, 3. No, we are not adding them. It's multiplying. Remember,
Yeah,
factors.
what the fuck you
So
talking
3 is only 3
about?
times 1, and x is only x times
Two,
x.
three.
So we are kind of limited here.
Okay.
So for that reason,
I think
I
I
will
got this
say
right.
3x here and x here, right? That will give me 3x squared. I will have 3x squared. Now, for the 4, factors of 4 can be 4 and 1 and 2 and 2.
I still don't
That's it.
understand why would
This is positive. This is positive. It means both of my factors have to be positive. So you see that 4 and 1 and 2 and 2. So what I want to do is I want to try which one will give me 8x in the middle. That's what we mean by guess and check. And that's what we use this for. So if I try the 4 and 1, let's try the 4 and 1 here. 4 and 1, and then expand that. So I get 3x squared here. X times 1 is x. 4 times 3x, that is
12.
12x. Right?
Hey,
And
solve
then
algebra.
4 times 1 is 4. 12x and x is not 8x. So that means the 4 and 1 doesn't work. So I'm going to try
No,
the
I
2
wasn't
and 2.
right.
I need to draw
Okay, so
another
you
one.
use this
That
to
is what
try
we
out your
do when we guess
defense.
and check. I knew that the 4 and 1 will not work, but I wanted to show you the one that will not work and then show you how to find the one that works.
Okay, so this is no bueno.
And that is why many people like the composition because I don't need to guess and check. I have my method, I just use it. Okay, so if I have my 3x and x, so instead of 4 and 1, let's try 2 and 2.
So we're trying to get.
3x times x is at 3x squared. 3x times 2
Oh,
makes 6x.
oh, we have
2
to
times
get
x makes 2x. And 2
8x.
times 2 makes 4. So when I put these two middle terms together, I get 3x squared plus 8x plus 4. So that means my
What?
factors are going to be 3x plus 2 here and then times x plus 2. This is what people use when they talk about the area model, right? But it takes
Excuse me?
patience to figure out the how to break this trinomial into the parts that will be the factors.
I'll check the VOD later. I don't know what the fuck.
Does this make sense to anyone?
Let me just write that down. No.
Anyone?
Literally no. You place down numbers.
It's a little harder than what I'm used to, but yeah,
That
it makes sense.
decompose, yeah, than so this it doesn't we used to never take decomposition. We just did guess and check all the time. Right? We just did guess and check. I remember, and somebody showed us a method the other day that said, okay, so I put I know it's 3x and
Did you
x
divide them?
here.
Fucking, just gonna write down the answer.
No, I'm not even going to show you guys that. But there are various methods. Some people have tutors, some people go online to look at things. There are various methods and to but what I kind of want to focus on is if you understand the composition and you're able to do it all the time, then you don't need to. So let's use our decomposition here. My A times C, 3 times 4 is 12. So AC equals 12.
I'm destroying these sticky
So
notes.
that means I'm looking for a number.
Using
The
them like
product
paper.
is equal to 12. The sum is equal to 8. So what are those two numbers? And both of them are positives. The product is 12 and the sum is 8. What two numbers do I multiply together to get 12? And then when I add them, I get 8. Come on, guys, you need to meet me halfway. You can't tell me that
6 and
nobody.
2.
6 and 2, yeah, 6 and 2. And the problem with not saying anything is I don't know when you don't get it. I don't know if you're just being quiet for being quiet sake. So, and I don't want to just keep going through stuff to assume that you get it. So you need to let me know when you get it, and you need to let me know when you don't, so that I know when to spend more time on stuff. Okay. So I want to break that middle term. I leave this one alone. I know that my numbers are 6 and 2. Okay? And then I want to break this up into 6x plus 2x and then plus 4. The last time we were together, we talked about how I am intentional when I break this up. I arrange those numbers. I look at, okay, what two terms will work together? I know 6 and 3 will work together, 2 and 4 will work together. So now I can group factor it. I have broken it into 4 terms. I can now group factor it. So I look for the common factor between these two terms. What will those common factors be? What is the common term that I can factor out of the first two terms?
2.
2 and not 2, the first two. 2 does not go into 3. Thank you, Rayan, for volunteering at least. What can I factor out of the first two terms?
I was gonna answer, but I feel like I'm gonna sound like a stupid ass fucking idiot.
4.
So we're not gonna do that.
Between 3x squared and 6x? What is the common factor there? What number will go into 3 and then into 6? Sorry?
3x.
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 So 3x, I'm looking for, okay, so let me just go over that. Maybe people did not understand what I was asking. Now we have 4 terms. I want to group factor it. So I'm going to factor these first two terms, and then factor the other 2 terms. So I'm looking for the factor. What number can I divide 3 and 6 by? What is the greatest factor? That's what that means. I can only use 3. I can divide 3 by 3. I can divide 6 by 3. I can't use 2. I can't use 4.
Use 1.
Do you see that? Hello, we need to finish this because it's our break time.
We obviously fucking.
So I divide this by 3x. What I have left here is x. 6x divided by 3x is plus 2.
Hurting my brain.
And then here, I can take out 2. Divide that by 2, I'm left with x plus 2. So now x plus 2 is common to both sides. I can now go x plus 2 in one bracket and then 3x plus 2 in the other. And that is now fully factored. I always start by common factoring first if I can. I look at that.
What?
There's no common factor between them as it is, but I see that the A value is not 1, so right away I'm thinking decomposition. All right, guys. Okay, we're gonna take 15-minute break. Let's come back at 10:20,
Epic.
and then we will continue with this stuff. All right, I'll see you in a bit. I'll leave this up if you want to write it down. I'm just gonna mute myself and let's go use it.
Wow. Jesus. Okay, so it looks like I did this wrong. There's an X beside it. And actually, let's go get some pants on. Maybe, I was gonna say do big gaming, but I don't really feel like gaming right now. Yeah, no, first, let's go get pants. Great. Okay. So yeah, we got our pants. We're gonna put our pants on. It's entertaining stream. Wait, is my camera? Okay, I was about to say, if you guys can see my cock and balls, it wouldn't be so bad. Um, I'm thinking. Man, I should get a job. I might get a job tomorrow. Gotta open an RDSP though. I got a RDSP opportunity. Cause technically I am disabled. Not like mentally disabled, but physically. Although not that apparent. I've gotten like 5 concussions, and that has affected. Actually, no, maybe I am stupid. I don't know. Probably more than likely, I am retarded. Do good in class though, so maybe not mentally retarded. That'd be good. Well, that page is that page in notes is done. You've successfully factored those binomials, or something like that. I don't know. No, that's not the right. Where'd my other sheet of notes go? Oh, product of a binomial. Okay. These go together. Oh, man, I really need a fucking thing that lets me poke holes in my pages. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna see if we can get one on Amazon. Right back. school right now. You can't come in my room. My desk is all covered with paper. All right. The hole puncher is being ordered. I also got some. Oh man, I just realized this is unholy paper. Unholy paper? Wow. Okay. Not so bad. This is graph. This is. Oh wait, I just did this one. Yeah. Okay. Hole puncher. Man, I got a lot of paper. I should use it. For now, the unholy paper goes in this weird funky binder for unholy paper. It like squeezes them with rubber. Although it's really defective. Like really defective. They follow all the time.
All right, guys, welcome back.
Welcome back.
All right, so we're gonna continue to review here.
Wait, I still need one of these papers.
I'll continue to reteach this. So we're done that. Any questions, guys?
Notepad.
Any questions? Yes.
So for the example
We got
A,
it. We got it.
how did you get the product? Like, on the right, you wrote AC is 12 and then the product is 12. Did you get the product from multiplying 4 and 3?
Yeah.
Wrote
AC means A times C. That's what AC. So when you multiply 3 times 4, 3 times 4 here, 3 times 4 is 12.
So it's asking me to
Do you see that?
factor
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
16.
So we're gonna do another one. Let's do example 2 before we come back and do the one that we can common factor. So here, same thing. This one is the same thing actually. 3 times 4 again. The product is 12. The sum is 2. So two numbers that multiply to 12, and when we add it together, it's going to be 2. What
Product.
are those two numbers?
What is it?
Does anybody know? Are there two numbers that can multiply to 12
Oh, 3 times
and then
4.
add to positive 2? To add to positive 12 and add to positive 2, is that possible?
No.
No. So this is what one case we will say not factorable. If you can't find those two factors, then we can factor them.
Impossible question.
Okay? Because if I see factors of 12, because this is plus, because I'm looking for a positive 12, it can only be 12 and 1, 3 and 4, and 6 and 2. All positives.
So B.
Because I need a positive 12. Can we do two if I do two negatives, I will get positive, but that will not give me positive in the middle. I need positive in the middle. So this is one case where we'll say it is not factorable. Okay. Next one.
So
A is 6, C is 1. So my product is, yes, Ryan, 6.
The question before, could you have solved that using the quadratic
A,
formula?
you multiply A and C, and
Ryan,
then B
you are stuck
is
on
the
quadratic
sum.
formula. You need
That
to, we are
makes
not
sense.
solving it. And we are not at quadratic formula yet.
Okay.
It looks to me as if
5x
you are not
plus
paying
1.
attention to
So
this. You are
yes,
worried about quadratic formula. Don't think about quadratic
why I
formula
didn't pay
yet. We are
attention.
not solving this.
Okay. AC.
All right, so let's stay with the lesson, learn to factor. When we get to the point where we're going to use quadratic formula, I will let you know.
S is
Okay.
-5.
All right, because if you can't factor, you can solve. So now here, the product is 6 and 1 is 6, and the sum is -5. I'm going to be quiet. You do that on a piece of paper and see what you get. So start to practice this. We are looking for factors of 6 that add to -5. I know what those two factors are. If I want to get -5 and my product has to be 6, what will they be?
What?
-2 and -3. If I add them together, I get -5. If I multiply them, I get +6. So I'm going to decompose the middle term. -3x minus 2x plus 1. And then group factor them. I see that 3x will go into both. So 2x times 3x. Sorry, 3x.
-3x
3x is on the outside, 2 is
minus
on the inside.
2
And then when I divide that,
X
-1,
plus
and I
1.
need to get to x minus 1 on this side, and that
Get rid of
means
the
I need to
you
factor
get rid
out
of the and
-1.
replace it with your integers.
Okay,
So then that would
and
equal
now I can factor the binomial out,
3x
and what I have left is 3x here and -1 here. That goes
that
into the
2 or
second
3?
bracket.
Sorry, could you explain that again? I didn't really understand.
What part?
The part like just under the first one, like the first equal sign, the second equal sign. That's
Yeah,
where I'm
but we
having.
factored out, so we are looking for, we are grouping, we are group factoring them now. So I decomposed this. I'm looking for factors of 6 because I have my A is 6, my C is 1. So A times C will give me 6 times 1, which is equal to 6.
Oh, okay, I see. Thank
And
you.
then I broke those into 2 because I want -5. And then I group factored it, okay, for the sake of all of us. All right, for the sake of the rest of us who might not be asking. All right, so the third one is Nicholas, yeah?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, can you scroll back to C?
Mm-hmm.
I think you already explained this. I just zoned out for a sec. Is that a 2x or a 3x?
On the inside,
Yeah, for the second
that's
equation.
2x.
That's 2x? Alright, thank you.
Yeah, because I'm looking for factors of 6x squared. If I factor out 3x, if I divide 6x squared by 3x, I'm going to be left with 2x. Make
That makes
sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So for this guy here, what do I do first?
Oh fuck.
What do I do first, guys?
You divide all of them by 2.
Very good. Because I look at the numbers, I see, well, I can divide all by 2. Can I divide all by 4? Will 4
No.
work? 26, if I divide 26 by 4, I will not get a whole number. So that means I can only factor out 2. So I common factor it. Divide everything by 2 plus 13 minus 4. Okay, that's the first step. And then I still have to decompose because I see 8. 8 is in front of that x squared. So I have to go 8 times c. The first coefficient times the last one there is going to be equal to -32.
-32.
And my sum has to be +13. So sum, my B is +13.
-13.
So what two numbers do I multiply together? This is a 13, by the way. My pen is bleeding. What two numbers do I multiply together to get negative 32. And when I add them, it gives me positive 13.
Let me
You
think.
guys find that? Find those two numbers. I need two numbers. When I multiply them, I get negative
I don't
32.
fucking
When I
know this.
add
Sorry,
them,
my
I get
brain.
negative 13. Should we find those two numbers together?
I do not know. Okay, so
Hello?
I don't know, lady. Stop this. What two numbers? Oh wait, we can use the area formula.
I want negative 32 and I want positive 13. So I'm going to look for factors of negative 32.
Do the area
The
formula.
fact
Do it.
that my middle number is positive means the bigger number has to be positive. So there are opposite signs. That's why they multiply to negative, and the bigger number has to be positive. So let's take a look. If I divide 32 by 2, what do I get? 2 times what equals 32?
Negative 16.
2 times 16. All right. So if this is bigger than that, the
Man,
bigger one has to be positive. When I add this together, I get 14, not 13. So that doesn't work. And I divide that by 3. If I divide by negative 3, what do I get? What is 32 divided by 3?
10.6.
Okay, so that doesn't work. Can I divide by 4?
Yeah, it's 8.
8. Okay. But if I add this up, I'm not going to get 32 in the middle, right? So can I divide by, is there any other way I can get negative 32? Hold on a sec. Let's just make sure that I did that correctly.
can't do it by 5. Can't do it by 6. Can you do it by 6?
8 times 4 is negative 32. No, that's not correct. Why is that not correct, guys? I want somebody to come and factor that for me and tell me what we get. It's kind of draggy this morning. I'm not sure what's going on, but
Isn't it supposed to be 6 because
very good.
divided by
Very
2?
good.
Man.
When we divide here by 2, so many of you are not paying attention this morning.
I've drank
When we
2 cups
divide
of
this by
coffee by now
2,
and had a full
here,
breakfast.
16
I woke
divided
up
by
at
2
like
is 8.
8:25.
26
took a
divided by
shit, and
2,
then
but
got to the
negative
class.
12 divided by 2 is
I'm drinking like
6,
almond
not
milk right
4.
now
6.
because that's like we didn't have regular milk.
So then
Bro,
my product is 8 times 6 is not
didn't want to throw
32.
in
What will that
cereal
number
that
be? What
almond
is
milk.
8 times 6?
Fuck that.
48.
So it's negative 48. And then we are looking for positive 13. Okay. Now, and that's
Bro,
another
what?
thing you need to be careful of. So
What?
if you try to factor
Excuse me?
a trinomial,
How did you
before
just get
you
48?
don't be quick to say it's
She
not
pulled
factorable.
48 out of her
Make sure you
ass.
go to check if you have common factored it. Is there something I have done? And then once you check and then you try again and again, because most times it is factorable, the
Literally
odd
pulled
time it is
48
not.
out of her ass.
Right. So make sure. So I check this and I'm like, is this not factorable? Let's go take a look again. Okay. So that's kind of an example for you to see that it's very easy to make mistakes with these things. Mistakes are part of math. Math is a subject where mistakes are welcome all the time. You kind of just need to know to be able to trace your steps. If you show your work well, you trace your steps, you can say, oh, okay, so I made a mistake here, to know what the mistake is and how to correct it. All right, so we are looking for factors of negative 48 that will add to positive 13. The bigger number has to be positive. So again, I can start with 2. Negative 2 times positive 24 will give me 48. That will not add to 13 though.
Yeah, would
If I
not add
try
to
3, can I
13.
divide 48 by 3? Can I divide 14 by 3
Yeah, you'd get 16.
plus 16?
No way.
All right.
That's crazy.
Negative 3 plus 16 is equal to 13. All right. So that's the pair that we are looking for. That's the pair that
Wow.
we need to use. So I can go back
How
and
did she
go,
do
okay, I
it?
found my factors. So I'm
Don't.
now going to decompose that. We leave the first term alone. I want to break this into 16 and 3. So 16 works with 8 minus
I don't
3x.
understand how
I
you got
notice
this
that
way, but I'll figure it out later. So 8x
3 works with 6.
squared
So I arrange it to make sure that I can common
x
factor it.
minus
When I add them
3x
together,
minus
16x minus 3x is still equal to 13x. We are not trying to change that trinomial. We are just breaking the middle term in such a way that we can now group factor it. So then when we now group factor, I can factor out 8x from here. Let's put that in a big bracket. I'm left with x plus 2. I want to find x plus 2 here. So if I'm going to get x plus 2 here, I need to factor out negative 3, x plus 2.
8x.
So now my factors are x
What
plus 2
am I looking at?
times 8x minus 3. And it is now fully factored.
X plus 2.
Hopefully that has reviewed the composition for us. I'm not going to do all of these examples because this was a full lesson when we did it, but we have done the composition before. This is a review of the composition. Yes, Nicholas.
Okay. I probably should have asked this earlier, but how? How did you get the negative 48? What? Maybe I'm just like slow right now, but
Does anybody know how we got the negative 48?
We multiply the 8 by 6.
So the method of decomposition,
oh my, I'm
you
sorry.
take your A, hold on, you take your A and your C and you multiply them. Questions are always, always welcome. Okay. That's the danger of online learning. And I think we talked about this at the beginning, that if you tune out for 1 second and we're already at step 5, you are completely lost because you are not sure what step 2. And a lot of you are tuning out, right? One of the things that we have to keep in mind is there's a particular skill that we need to survive online learning. We have to figure out a way to pay attention, especially with math. With other subjects, you might be able to get away with it. If I go to watch a movie, I don't have to hear every single word to understand the movie. I can string things together. I can fill in the blanks. But with math, it is not like that. You have to pay attention every single second because when you miss things, it kind of messes things up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was heading down to bring breakfast up because like we figured out that you can't you can't get negative the integers. No, common factors for negative 32 and 13, right?
Yeah.
So then I
So
was
we are
going down
looking
to bring
for.
breakfast and we get negative 48. So it
I
looks like
know.
we
I know.
divided the 12 by 2.
Dividing the 12, yeah, negative. So that was a mistake at the beginning. Where I wrote 4 here instead of 6 because I'm not dividing by 3, I'm dividing by 2.
Alright, alright.
So then this is negative 6. So 8 times negative 6 is actually negative 48, not negative 32.
Yeah, then
And
you
then we went
multiply
back to find,
and we get the alright, thank you.
you're welcome. Good, 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 good. All right, so that is it with the composition. We have
I'm so
2
pretty.
more kinds of factoring to do.
Minus 3
So I'm going to save this so I can post this. I'm going to save this
plus
as
2,
notes.
so it equals
So
don't
I don't like to
stubborn.
use notes that have blanks in it because when you're looking at it down the road, it looks as if we missed something. But we did not miss anything. We're just choosing not to use all the examples because we don't have time to.
Yeah, left for
So
one
remember that.
fucking second. equals a negative 48 over. So it was a writing error.
I'll post it later. I'm just gonna save it so we
Sure.
don't lose it. Okay. So the other two will go quickly. I want you guys to take the next few minutes to expand and simplify those four, and then to answer the what patterns do you notice. So I'm going to do, what time is it? It's only 10:36. We still have almost an hour of class left. I'm going to do groups. I'm going to put you in groups so you guys can talk about what you notice. So uh, expand this quickly, talk about it in your groups, and then we'll meet. I'll give you about 10 minutes to do that. So give me a second. Let's just do, I like the breakout rooms one. So how many people do I have here? I have 24. So we can do, should we do 8 groups?
You uploaded the notes then?
Yeah. Let's do 8 groups. Why is it putting people in 6 groups? Because he's doing 6 times 4, 24. What about somebody joins? Ah, okay. Let's use Google's recommendation. Okay. So we're going to do this for about 10 minutes. And that's to allow you finish that and take time to review the composition quickly, talk about it quickly, and then we'll come back. Okay. Yes, Nicholas.
Oh, I forgot to tell you earlier. I sent you an email.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not sure how to respond to that yet because yeah, I have to talk to other people too. All right. So the rooms are going to be open. There you go.
Well, I'm fucked. I am so fucked. I think I might have to change my profile picture. I think we do a Giga Chad. Giga Chad sounds nice. Giga Chad. No, I wrote that in wrong. Giga Chad. Giga Chin. Bro, what? Hey, yo. Where the fuck did my pen go? I dropped my pen. It's gone. It's gone. Is he real? Pretty sure he's not real, but like he's based off of like he's based off of a real person. Boom, 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 boom. Ernest Kalimov? Wait, hold up. Fuck, I keep typing. I can't see right now. It's like a dark and mirror. Ernest Kalimov. Oh my god. Giga Chad. It's not CGI. It's real. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, let's pick one out. We got this one we can do. Right. You can do I think we either do like this, right? Right. Or fuck that. These guys are. That's gotta be like the worst plastic surgery fuck up of all time. They're like these twins that were on this old. They were pretty famous on TV, and then they fucked up and got plastic surgery together. Uh, just like me, for real. Yeah, it's time for Giga Chad me. Giga Chad 1. Save. Epic. Upload. Giga Chad. Nice. Okay. But what? Where is it? This was the assignment, right? Like, fuck, it shows me the answers at the bottom. That's homework? 1 to 8, every other letter. It's not that. Extra support with Khan Academy. Every other. Oh. It's so fucked up, man. Why you bullying me? Oh my god. Okay, that's homework. What else do we got for homework? Nothing else. I just realized how much homework I have. Man, I haven't done like none of this homework. Oh, no, that's not funny. Chaz, what do you want me to do? You want me to talk to these random ass people who I will never ever want to talk to? Ever? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna attempt to answer this. X plus 1 minus 3. No. Okay, so then the X. Hey Google, what's 2 divided by negative 3? That's not right. -1. So, nice. That's that question done. I think I have to take a shit. Maybe I didn't get all my shit, and maybe I didn't get all my shit out this morning. Oh, bro, what the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, I was having almond milk and I put ice in. It looks like something, guys. That it looks like semen, guys. It looks like cum.
Allow me to receive a mint. Allow me to receive one as well. Let me obtain one as well. Splendid. Jolly good show. What bizarre act is the canine performing?
What did dog do?
Alright, I gotta take a shit. Yep, you have fun with that.
What did dog do? Dog sniffing the shit?
Daniel?
Let me in. Was Roblox basketball? Rest in peace, Bozo. Man, that rest in peace, Bozo fucking audio is so nice. For this, I got a 14 days ban. What's this in? After a week? For this, I got a ban for 14 days, and after a week, the admin decided to change it to a permanent. What is it, like not a game ban, but like, this is why. Threw a grenade, rotated the wall. Oh, that's fucking genius. Although, that could go really bad. You got fucking bombed. Okay, guys. So what was happening was he was in the 1x1, and he was like, I think he was getting raided or someone was outside, and yeah, what is this fucking stinky ass compound builder with the what is it, like 8 windmills? What the fuck you need that for? So he throws a grenade at a wall, rotates the wall, and then kills the guy outside with the grenade and gets permaban. That backfired, I guess. Oh my god, the breakout room has ended.
Once you expand it. This here is going to be x squared plus 1x minus 1x minus 1, which is then equal to that. So what do you notice though, I'll continue to, because I wanted to have this note. 4m squared minus 8m plus 8m minus 16, 4m squared minus 16. And I expand that, a squared minus ab plus ab minus b squared, a squared minus b squared. All right. So first of all, we notice that the difference of squares is only the signs that is different. So opposite signs, let's say the same terms, opposite signs. That is the difference of squares. But what do you notice when we expand it? What do you notice about the product? What happens? Anyone? All right, you know what? That's fine. I'm just gonna, are you sure that's okay? I'm just gonna finish this lesson because it looks like people don't want to say anything. That's fine. I can do this. I don't have to ask you to contribute, or I'm just going to continue to talk and just teach everything, and that's it. So what patterns do we notice? We notice that, well, when it's a difference of squares, we have perfect square and perfect square that are subtracted. So we end up with a binomial that are two perfect squares, binomials, perfect squares, and then the difference means they are subtracted. That's what we end up with, all four of them. So this one is x squared minus 1. 1 is a perfect square. 1 times 1 is 1. X squared is a perfect square. X times x is x squared. And here we end up with a perfect square also. 3c times 3c is 9c squared. 10 times 10 is 100. That is what a difference of squares is. All right, Rhea?
Will they always be like the one of them is positive, the other one is negative?
That is what we call a difference of squares. That's what makes them a difference of squares, yes.
So if they
it's
weren't like that,
this,
then it wouldn't be a difference of squares?
no, it will not be.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so based on that, we're just going to factor this. So instead of factoring, now, this is two terms. What we've seen before is 3. What it means is the middle term is 0. That's why it looks like it's 2. So when we add these two terms together, we get 0 in the middle. So if I want to make this look like the trinomials that I'm used to, this is what it actually is. It can be x squared plus or minus 0x minus 25. That's what it actually is. That's why the middle term disappears. And if I was going to factor this, I'm looking for two numbers. When I multiply them, I get negative 25. When I add them, I get 0. So those two numbers have to be x minus 5 and x plus 5, the two terms. Negative 5 times positive 5 is negative 25. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0. So keep at the back of your mind. I see your hand up, please. Keep at the back of your mind that the middle term is 0. That's why it comes out to be two terms. So every time you see that and it's a subtract, the middle term is 0. Yes, Ryan?
Couldn't you just write it as x2 subtract 5 to the power of 2?
No, you
Because
can't.
wouldn't that still equal x2 subtract 25?
No, it depends on what you mean by x squared. Are you talking about x squared?
Yeah, I'm saying, could it be like x squared subtract 5 to the power of 2?
X squared minus 5 to the power of 2.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, no. X2 subtract 5 squared. Like the 5 is also squared.
S squared minus 5 squared.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, so then how do you factor this though? When you write it like that, what is the goal of us writing it like that?
To factor it.
So how would you factor this if you write it like that?
I'm thinking 36.
You said?
8 times 8, 7 times 8.
Yeah, I actually had no clue. I was just asking if you could write it like that instead of
Yeah,
x
we
to
can.
subtract
It's
25.
x squared. No, we can. It's x squared, but we don't write numbers like that with squared in it though. If you can evaluate the number, you evaluate it. Right? So that is x squared minus 25. And then we want to factor that. I want to break that into the two binomials. So the pattern is what we're showing here. That pattern informs what to do with it all the time. So now that I know this is a difference of squares, I don't have to write this first term. I can just go ahead and factor it like that because I know it's a difference of squares.
It's the same question as before.
So same thing here. This is also a difference of square because 36 is 6 times 6. Y squared is y times y. So it will just be y minus 6, y plus 6, and we're done. All right? Same thing here. So if I inspect first of all, if it's two terms, and this is a perfect, the two terms are perfect squares and it's a difference. And you will see why we keep talking about difference. I'll show you an example. So 16, if I kind of square root that, that is 4k. If I square root that, that is 7. So that means my factors are going to be 4k plus 7 and 4k minus 7. Now we are done. Difference of squares many times is a one-step factor. But what we have to confirm is I can square root that and I can square root that. I can square root the 25. I can square root n. I can square root the 144 and then 5n plus 12. Yes?
Will these questions be on the quiz?
Yes, it will be. It's part of our learning. Our quiz is going to be our final unit test for this
Oh,
unit.
you're
So
supposed to
everything that we've learned since
answer.
expanding and simplify polynomials, everything is going
I
to be
didn't
on
even
it.
get the question.
All right. So we'll keep going here. This is not going to be different. We actually did this. This here, I want to see, can I common factor that? Can I common factor that?
25
What is the
n
common factor here?
squared minus 144.
Is this a difference of squares?
Hey Google, what's a common
No.
factor of 25 and
Okay.
negative
You
144?
said no. I didn't catch that person.
Haley.
So it's not a difference of square. How do we know it's not a difference of square?
Okay.
Because they don't have opposite, like, oh my god, I completely forget what those things are called.
They're not
Like subtraction and addition. They
yeah,
don't,
but
they're not
we have
opposite.
not we are not broken it yet. We have not broken it yet. Is this a difference of squares? So when I look at this, the way to know if I can factor it like that. So this is the factored form.
Note.
This is the original form. In the original form, I have to inspect. I have to make sure that I can do this with it. So the way to check is to try to square root that number. If I can square root that number, then I can do a difference of squares on it. But this is not a difference of squares as is, but remember, we have to common factor first. Every single time, regardless of the kind of quadratic I get, if I want to factor, I have to common factor first. So I look at those two numbers. Can I common factor that? Is there a number that will go in 98, also go in 450?
x2 minus 100.
Is 98 an even or odd number?
X minus 10. X plus 10.
Can I divide
It's
98
even.
by 2? It's even. So I can divide 98 by 2. So if I divide 98 by 2, what do I get?
98.
Use your calculators, guy.
2.
If I divide 98 by 2, I'm going to get 49. If I divide 450 by 2, what do I get?
2.
So once I common factor it like that,
49.
now I can see that it actually reveals a difference of squares, because I can square root 225 and I can square root 49. When I square root 49, I get 7a. When I square root 225, I get 15b. So that is what we will get there. So you see, before common factor, it will look like it's not, but then you have to kind of look at, okay, so let's common factor it first and see what we have left. And then we will see if it's a difference of squares and factor it that way. This one, there's no common factor, but 25 is a perfect square. 49 is also a perfect square. All right, so let's factor it like that. 25, this is plus, so it's going to be 5x plus 7. And then I have to do 5x plus 7 because this is plus. Is that right?
So if they're perfect squares, you square root it.
Would that be correct, guys? Yes, Nicholas?
Wait, so if they're both perfect squares, then you square root them. Figure out the
Yeah.
square root. All right,
Mhm.
thank you. All right, we've confirmed the fact.
Will that work though? Yes,
That's
Aisha?
that's not right because shouldn't the second term be a negative to be a
But
difference?
this sign is positive though.
So then it wouldn't be a difference of square answer, right?
Ah, this is not right. You can't do that. Let's see why not.
Figure out why there's.
How do we know if we are factored correctly?
Why the fuck is there fruit flies in my room?
How do we know if we are factored correctly? What do we do to check?
We expand
We
the
expand.
brackets.
So let's expand this and see what we get. So 5x and 5x will give us 25x squared. 5x times 7 will give us 35x. And then same thing here, I will get another 35x. And then 7 times 7 is 49.
Why is she
Notice
doing
what happens in the middle. So we cannot factor this. This is not factorable. It's only when it is a difference of squares that you can factor it. If it is not a difference of squares, you can't factor it. There's no way you can factor that and get this binomial back. So that is not factorable.
So when it's not a negative, you can't factor it?
No. If it's a binomial, and it's not a difference, it's not subtract, you can't factor it. So we throw that in there to make sure that you know that when we are adding them like that, it's not the same. The reason the middle term disappears is because they are opposite signs. And when they are opposite signs, they have to multiply to a minus. They cannot multiply
It
to
has to be
a
plus
plus. So
and
you can't
minus.
have
It
both.
cannot be double
You
plus.
can't have the middle term disappear
Cannot be a double
and then
plus.
multiplying to a positive at the same time. That cannot happen. If they are both
That was
negatives,
goofy.
it will be
Goofy as fuck
positive,
right now.
but then the middle term will not be 0. If they are both
Yo,
positives, it will be
sound like a cat.
positive, but also the middle term will not be 0. It's only when there are opposite signs like that you will get a negative here, and the middle term will also be 0.
Why is this so small? When did I
Does that make sense?
get buff? Got buff, guys. No, I'm not buff at all.
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
What the fuck
So,
is this? This looks so stupid.
oftentimes, so the last one we are going to look at a perfect square trinomial. So we have looked at difference of squares, and the other one is a perfect square trinomial, and that's the last one. So I'm going to save this again as notes so I can post it later. Okay.
She's off?
So the last one is a perfect square. And that is when both binomials are exactly the same. That is a perfect square trinomial. If we expand this, we already learned how to expand and simplify that. It means we write it twice. If I write this twice, I'm going to get x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9. X squared plus 6x plus 9. If I expand this,
Okay.
it's going to be 4h squared is 2h plus 6h plus 6h plus 9. And that's going to be 4h squared plus 12h plus 9. So those are for the positives. And when there's minus like that, when there's subtract, let's see what will happen. Again, I'm going to write everything out. 3b times 3b becomes 9b squared. 3b times minus 5 minus 15b, another minus 15b, and then it's going to be plus 25. It's not plus 10. That happens often, that will multiply 5 and 5 and we get 10, because in our heads are thinking add, but remember, we are multiplying, so it's 25. When I put the two middle terms together,
Yeah.
all right,
Bum, 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 bum,
this is going to be
bum,
p squared plus 2pq plus q squared. How do I know that? Okay, let's see. How do I know that that's what I'm going to get if it is a perfect square trinomial? Let's just expand it first to show you. P times p is p squared. P times q is 1pq. Another one again here is another 1pq, and then plus q squared. So when I put the ones in the middle together, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get 2. And for this one, it's going to be the same thing, except that the middle term is going to be a negative term.
Fuck, she's going too fast.
So we're going to get p squared minus, instead of plus here we're going to get minus 2pq, and then still plus q squared. Now, what do we notice? We're supposed to do this on our own and then talk about what we notice, but we're running out of time. How did this become that? I want to show you again. P times p is p squared. P times negative q minus pq, and then again minus pq, and then plus q squared. So that becomes p squared minus 2pq plus q squared.
Plus
So
9 squared
how does this help us? See, perfect square trinomial
p minus
is kind of not
q
special, but it helps us if we know the shortcut, so we can factor quickly. How do I know that?
q.
So I see that
Okay, we're on something else now.
um,
I didn't get to finish.
this number I can square root, this one I can square root, and this one here
Plus 9.
is 2ab. I'm going to show you what
Heck,
2ab means.
tear off another that's another
My first
A
term is a squared.
paper.
My last term is b squared. So if a squared equals x squared, that means a is
2.
equal to
Oh
x.
my god.
I square root that. Remember, we're just using a and b as our placeholders.
A
Like in general, that's what we
x
mean when we talk about
cubed
a squared
plus 6
plus b
x
squared. This is what you get. This is the
9 plus 9.
format
Verify that
in
each
general for
trinomial
a
is a
perfect square
square and then
trinomial.
factor.
And then if my b squared equals to 9, that means my b is the square root of that is equal to 3. So then this middle term here is 2 times a, which is my x, and then times 3, which is my b. So 2 times 3 is 6. That's where the 6x came from. So every time I see a trinomial in that format, the factors will look like this. First of all, we are going to factor it normally, like we normally will factor it. Factors of 9 that add to 6 is 3. X plus 3 and x plus 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. So that means we get x plus 3 squared. And that's going to be the same for all of them. Factors of 36 that add to negative 12 is going to be negative 6 and negative 6. So x minus 6 and x minus 6. Notice that this is your negative 2ab. 2 times a times b is your middle term. Okay.
I've used so many pens in in math.
Also here, I can decompose this if you want it. But then if you notice that this is a perfect square trinomial, I square root this is 2x, I square root that is 7. If the middle term is 2 times 2x times 7, that tells you that is a perfect square trinomial. So in this case, 2 times 7 is 14 times 2x. That is actually 28x. Once I get that, I'm like, oh, that's a perfect square trinomial. So all I have to do then is to go 2x plus 7 times 2x plus 7. That is what the factors will be. So 2x plus 7 squared. So we square root the first term, we square root the last term, and then the middle term is 2 times a times b.
Just gonna write down this
Okay.
last one.
So let's check this one if it's a perfect square trinomial. I square root 25k squared, so a squared equals 25k squared, a equals 5k. B squared equals 36, m squared, b equals 6m. So then 2ab then is going to be 2 times 5k times 6m.
Equals 2x plus 7 squared.
Oh, where did you go?
I didn't get to finish again.
Okay, times 6m here.
Equals 28x.
2 times 5 is 10. Hold on, what did I get there?
No, that's not right.
This is going to be minus.
Perfect square.
Minus 6. So 2 times a, my a is 5k, my b is minus 6m, because it's minus in the middle, and I know minus 6m times minus 6m, negative times negative is positive. So I'm going to get positive there. So my 2ab is 2 times 5k times 6. And I say, yes, this is a perfect square trinomial. So that means I can factor it without doing all of the decomposition and everything. I can just factor it like 5k minus 6m. And then 5k minus 6m, which is 5k minus 6m squared. So that is perfect square trinomial. It's a shortcut. If I recognize that that is a perfect square trinomial, I know that the terms are going to be exactly the same multiplied by each other.
It does not make sense, but
Any questions,
okay.
guys? Any questions?
No, not really. It's just I'm still kind of confused on how to make sure that it's a perfect trinomial.
You look at the middle term. So first of all, if you can square root this, the first term, and I can square root the last term, that's the first step. If I can square root the first term and the last term, and then I look for the middle term, and then I want to see if the middle term follows the pattern of 2 times a times b. The square root of the first term is a, the square root of the last one is b. If the middle term follows that pattern, that tells you that is a perfect square trinomial. This is something that we look at again and again and again until it becomes part of us, until it becomes part of us. All right. I'm not going to dwell for of those. What value of k will make this a perfect square trinomial? Well, if this is my a squared, this is my b squared, and this is my 2ab, right? I want to solve for, I want to find a number to throw here, so to force this into 2ab. So I go, okay, my a is x, so 2 times x times b equals negative 4x. Right? So 2x times b equals negative 4x. So b equals negative 4x over 2x. b equals negative 2. So that means my k must be b squared. So my k must be positive 4 for this to be a perfect square trinomial.
X2 minus 4
Plus 4.
x plus k.
So k equals 4. Right? It's just an exercise to kind of help us think about perfect square trinomials, what they are, how do I recognize that middle term. So I'm going to stop here. It's been a lot of new learning for us. So we looked at the composition again today. We learned it before, so we looked at it again today just to refresh our memories. And then the two new things that we learned today is difference of squares and perfect square trinomial. So practice away tonight. Lots of practice questions on the page. The video helps on the outline. Any questions, guys?
Save as.
Yes, Hayden?
For the foldables, when are we're handing this one in, right? The unit 2 one we're
I,
handing.
I wanted to, but I'm not gonna have you to hand the foldables in because
Okay.
I had to post it because you needed the note to kind of study over the week. So because we already posted it, so there's no need to hand them in. Just use them as your own summaries. The filled in ones is already posted. Do you see it, Hayden?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys?
B plus 4. So since AB. No. You figure out
So
what
when we
AB.
come tomorrow, we'll spend the first half of
X
the period. So let's see what we are
times
doing
x
tomorrow
times
actually.
b is negative 4x.
Because what I might do tomorrow,
2x times
where is
b
the agenda? I think I
is
had
x.
it open before. Okay.
Negative 4 divided by 2, isn't that just 2? Or
So we finished everything we needed to finish today, factoring the difference of squares, perfect square trinomial. And then tomorrow, we're supposed to review and write the test tomorrow. So what I'm going to do though, is we're going to review in the morning. And then I'm going to start a new lesson in the afternoon, not in the afternoon, in second half of the period tomorrow. So then we can have tonight and tomorrow night to review our notes, and then we'll write the test on Thursday instead, right? So what that would mean is instead of writing the test in the second half tomorrow, we'll start a new unit. So I will change this around. I'm going to change it right now. I'm going to put unit 4 here. And then we're going to do the assessment on Thursday. That will give you time, if you have questions, to come back and ask tomorrow, and then give you time to review all of factoring. Okay, so I
So we're
already
doing the
changed that.
assessment on Thursday?
Yes. I already changed that around now. So we'll review factoring tomorrow in the morning,
assessment tomorrow.
and then we'll start unit 4 after our break. And then on Thursday, I'll do a lesson the first half of the period, and then we write the factoring assessment in the second half of the period. All right, it is 11:20, and that is the end of our time today. If there are no questions for me, I will see you guys all tomorrow.
Okay, gonna stop streaming for now, but we'll resume in an hour. Goodbye.